Thanks to our wonderful sponsors over at Markham & Marsh, I am now joined by Gary from Erapa to talk about some of your latest technology. Gary, thanks for joining me.
You're welcome, very welcome.
Let's start off then with what it is that Erapa does as a company.
We specialise in various different types of packaging machinery, whether that be banding systems, shrink wrapping systems, flow wrapping, bagging systems, so quite a range of machines.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah. Well, from packing from literally something as small as nuts and bolts to a flat pack wardrobe if necessary.
Oh, okay. So actually, yeah, that is a whole range of products that you can provide them the solutions for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So and it depends. If somebody's looking to just have an individual component, or if they want to count components, or if they want to feed something into a machine manually, or if they want to feed something into a machine automatically. So, and then we'll have maybe other partners that we work with as well. So it really just comes down to what the individual component is and what the customer is looking for.
Amazing. With that in mind then, shall we have a little talk about one of the machines you've got behind us? This is one of your, is it a new invention?
Stainless steel banding machine. Brilliant. So our machines will either work with various different width materials, so you can go from 28, 48, 75, 100. You can work with plain paper or plastics. I know a lot of people don't like plastics these days, but we're working with very, very thin materials. And what we're doing with something like this is that we're able to apply a band using a print registration in exactly the same place. So each time you're applying the material around the actual tray itself. So if you want your ingredients in one location, if you want your barcode and everything else. So this will repeat the band every time, so if you're then placing it into the arch, and then that's actually going to go around the tray, so, and once again you just repeat it over and over again. That can either be manually fed into the arch, or we can have automatic feeding systems. So it depends what the customer's requirements are.
Yeah, brilliant, and I mean you can see from there that it's pretty spot on. Yes. I mean, not even a millimetre out there. I've just got to pick up on something that you just mentioned about the fact you throw away the fact that customers aren't always looking for plastics anymore, so there's a slight change in customers' demands. Coming out of the pandemic then, are you seeing sort of customers, what they want, slightly shifting?
I think certainly with the packaging waste criteria and things like that, people are a lot more educated now as to what they're looking for. I think that, so we as a business have to understand those, specifications of the materials, what you can have on a material, what you can't, what's compostable, what's home compostable, what's industrially compostable. So, you need to make sure that you understand that so that you can then provide the correct solution.
Yeah, and I mean, it's absolutely wonderful that you have already got that solution. You've figured that out and you're providing that already for your customers. Yeah. Are they really loving that? Yeah,
no, certainly. And I think that's it. If they're coming to you, they have to trust you. So if you're able to guide them accordingly, and whether that might be, as I say, a particular coating on a material, just because we're working with paper, we will openly say to people sometimes paper won't just seal to paper, you have to have a sealing layer. So, and I know a lot of these things may be customer perception, but it's about being honest from the very beginning of the packaging concept right the way through to the end. So, that's why we're also as a business working with man-made coatings, so we're moving away from plastic completely. So that it means that the paper can actually go into the same pulping process without having to go through another process first of all.
I mean, that is amazing, and it's really refreshing to hear as well. You hear a lot of greenwashing going on, and actually, like you say, being honest from the very start it must be key about building that trust.
It is key, because unless you may be seen to be negatives, unless you bring out these negatives at the beginning of a project, we can all do an awful lot of work, we're all very busy, and you can spend 3 months on a project and then find, well, do you bring out that negative then, which is just a total waste of everybody's time. So it's important to have those very clear, structured conversations from the very beginning.
Yeah, and that is fantastic, and like you said, it's what keeps people coming back, because they trust you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think lots of people say people buy from people. And if you build up that rapport and you're open and honest with people from the very beginning, which is, as a business, we always have been. I've been here for over 35 years, lots of other staff members, sort of 28 years, 25 years. So when you put those years together, there is an awful lot of experience, which is why we understand, most of the packaging requirements, and we can normally solve most of the problems.
Brilliant. It's wonderful to hear, and especially, like you said, there's a reason you stuck around for so long as well.
Absolutely.
Must be a brilliant company to work for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it certainly is.
Fantastic. So we are here at PPMA. It's been a very busy 3 days. Things are starting to calm down now at the end of day 3. How have you found it?
It's been really good, actually. I think the difference we've all been saying is that people are coming here and they know what they're looking for. There have been times in the past where somebody may come along and they're not quite sure which way they want to go or what type of systems they're looking for. But I think the clients are more, not necessarily, I'm not saying educated, but they know when they're arriving a lot more about the different types of packaging solutions, so they can be quite specific about their requirements, which helps us and it speeds up the whole process.
Nice, that must be really lovely.
Yeah.
And also, why is it then important that companies such as yourself are at PPMA?
I think over the years that there are many exhibitions that are around, but I think PPMA is considered to be most probably the most serious of the shows that tend to be like we have in the UK. There's some of the smaller ones, but you're not going to have the same type of machinery. You're not going to have people investing what they're investing, bringing these large machines here at some of the smaller shows. And I think that you get the key people to attend, so that's what's important for us.
Amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and it's really lovely to hear about the fact that you're solving all your customer solutions.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much.